Before this video starts, man, I just want to give a big shout out to all the people who stuck by me through everything that I've been going through, man. Miss Alexis, her best friend, Miss Kalia, my cousin Femi, man. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of y'all. Y'all stuck by me, y'all the reason why I am who I am today. I really appreciate y'all, and I will forever love every single one of you. To everyone else, man, I really appreciate the patience. I appreciate the support. I've been going for a little while, man, and I know y'all have a lot of questions, a lot of concerns and stuff like that. And hopefully, through the grace of God, you know what I'm saying, I'll be able to touch base on every single thing that y'all have been wondering. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot to say, but I'm not gonna say too much because I don't want this video to be like an hour long. You get what I'm saying? And yeah. Let's get into it, man. So as y'all can tell by the channel, man, a lot of things have changed about me. The name changed. There's no videos on my channel, you get what I'm saying? I disappeared for 3 months. And a lot of y'all had a lot of questions. I already know most of y'all are probably looking at this video like y'all looking at a ghost. Just a lot's been going on, you know, in my personal life. And I've always just brushed it to the side. And I feel like now is the time to really open up to y'all, really tell y'all what's been going on with me. A couple years ago, actually in the year of 2021, I lost my father to colon cancer. And, you know, it was a hard time for me. A lot of things happened during that time, you know what I'm saying? I felt like that was probably one of the worst days of my life, if you really want me to be honest. Mind me if I get emotional, because all this is really just crazy to me. And like, it's just like, I'm still to this day still in awe about everything. You know, a lot of you guys knew, most of y'all probably didn't. I only really told a couple people, you know what I'm saying, close friends around the time. I ain't gonna lie, it took a big toll on me. It made me do a lot of things that I wasn't proud of. It made me believe in things that I shouldn't have been believing in. It made me act certain ways that I should have been acting, you know what I'm saying? I felt like, you know, when a death like that or when a situation like that happens in a family, I feel like family should come together, you know what I'm saying? I was very distant from my family. I was barely home. I know that, like, you know what I'm saying, y'all might be wondering, like, what happened to the channel? Basically what happened was, I had confirmation that WAP wasn't just who I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? That just wasn't me. WAP was created not too long ago, like probably back during quarantine. And it was just created off of just brokenness and deceitfulness and just you know, kind of like a mask just to cover myself up from who I really was, because I felt like who I really was just couldn't be out in the world. I just felt like I was at a point in my life where I didn't want to show my emotion because I always wanted to look strong for everybody, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to look like I was the perfect human. Guap was just created at a low point in my life, and, you know, I just felt like as time went on and things started getting worse with my father, the behaviors as Guap changed, you know what I'm saying? And at that point, Io was completely out the window, and it was just, I was just living very, you know, in context, worldly, you know what I'm saying? I started doing a lot of things that I never thought I would have did, you know, messing with different females, going to parties, smoking, all this crazy things that I never really admitted to myself, and things that I never really, you know what I'm saying, thought I would ever do. Through the time, I just started idolizing myself, man. I was doing bad with money. I was going broke trying to keep up with my image, and it's funny how the name Guap literally means money, and I was running broke, but I didn't perceive that, you know what I'm saying? I was just very self-conceited, you know, I was very prideful, to the point where, like, nobody actually called me by my actual government name. People literally forgot who I was as Io, and everybody just cared about Guap. But I'll tell you what, when Guap went back home and Io came out, ain't no Guap to be found, you know what I'm saying? I was broken, man. Towards the end of last year, man, it was very hard for me to even survive. It was very hard for me to even live as a human being, because because I just was getting attacked brutally. And chill. It was hard for me to even go through life without thinking what was the point of life. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard for me to say that because I never thought I would ever get to that low point of my life. But it's the truth, man. Towards the end of last year, in the month of October, when everything started derailing, that's when I felt like the biggest train, the fastest, biggest train, just caught me lacking while I was walking on the tracks, and I just got hit. First week of October, man, caught the flu. And from the flu, that's when everything started derailing, man. That's when, you know what I'm saying, I was just very paranoid. I developed anxiety, and growing up, I always heard about people dealing with anxiety, and I was ignorant enough to always believe that. I don't understand why people go through that. Like, what is anxiety? Until I met with anxiety, and until I met with fear and worry and stress. And it was just so hard for me to live life just because of what was going on up here. And my mental was really tore up. Like, it was terrible. And I was in and out the hospital because of my sicknesses and because of the fears I had, the anxiety I had, and everything. Like, the way I described it was like I was living life in third person. Like, it felt like I was just here. It was the scariest thing. Like, it was times where I was scared to go to sleep. I was scared to go outside, bro. Like, I was getting beat up, bro. I was out of work for a little minute too. Lost a lot of money. Was out of school as well. Didn't go to school. Literally a week or two after I caught the flu, got rushed to the hospital because I had COVID. And in that time, I wasn't eating. Was barely sleeping. I really wasn't talking to nobody but a couple people. And I didn't know why I was going through it. I didn't know what it was. It felt like I was getting controlled by a whole nother entity. Like it didn't feel like me. And at that point, Guap was nowhere to be found. Guap drained the mess out of Aya. It's crazy because I would have never thought that I would ever hit rock bottom. And that's why I wore this shirt. Discovering your true identity. I'm gonna explain what this means to me later on in the video after I kind of give y'all a little background on what's been going on. I literally remember, I think it was the 21st of October, if I remember correctly. I just know I was in school, and I remember waking up that morning, driving to school, and it was like the craziest battle in my mind and in my spirit. And I remember sitting in class just trying to take my mind off of things by taking notes. The more and more that I was in class, the harder it was to focus. And literally that day, I knew if I would have hopped in my car and tried to drive to work, something would have happened to me that day. What I did was go to my guidance counselor or go to my actual advisor at the school, who I am very close with, to the point where I literally call her my spiritual mother. I went to her, and I just remember sitting there just bawling my eyes out. And I remember just telling her everything I was going through. The way she just I'm trying not to cry, yo. The way she just took the time out of her day to just pray over me and just take care of me like I was her kid, bro, and didn't look at me crazy when I was speaking. I will be forever grateful for you. After that day, bro, my whole day changed, and I was still fighting and battling, man, and I got delivered on October 29th, 2022, and that's why I am who I am today. if it wasn't for God being there for me in the last hour of my life, I wouldn't be here no more. I was suggested to go take my mom out on a breakfast dinner or a breakfast date or whatever, and my mom wanted to take a picture to document it. The lady took the phone and took the picture. She gave the phone back. I looked at the phone, at the picture, and I broke. Y'all tell me if this looks like me, y'all. It don't, right? Majority of the things that I was going through before then, I couldn't remember. It literally felt like life was an episode. It was only 2 or 3 months that I was gone, and literally in that moment, it literally felt like I was there for decades, bro. And I don't know if any of y'all ever went through that before, like where everything feels like deja vu and stuff, but that's literally how it felt. What I went through, I would never wish on my worst enemy, bro. That transition of, going to God was a hard transition because, I just felt like there was no fixing me. I felt like I was too deep in what I was in and I was just stuck. But God said, I can fix this. That's why I'm wearing this shirt. It was hard for me to discover who I really was because of what I was doing. It was hard for me to also find out who I was because of my past situations. It was just a blame, pointing fingers type of situation where it was just like, oh, if this never happened, this would have hadn't happened. If this never happened, this would have never happened. And it was just like a continuous loop of trying to figure out what the source of the problem was. But the source of the problem was I never accepted the fact that things happen for a reason, that the reason why this happened is because of where I'm going in my life, if that makes sense. What you guys have to understand is, it's okay to start over. We all go through things in life. We all have a hard time finding out who we are. We all have a hard time on developing the best version of ourselves. And, it's not going to be a perfect journey, And take that from me, bro. A lot of y'all know how I used to be, bro. Cursing, listening to crazy music, sleeping with every single female in my contacts, or try to at least. Going to every party and every dance circle, try to please others when it wasn't pleasing me. You know what I'm saying? And what you had to understand is, as soon as you realize your mistakes and you realize what is dragging you away from your purpose and who you're trying to be, it's okay to start over, bro. There's nothing wrong with starting over. I feel like the hardest thing about starting over is just when you start over, number one, you don't know where to start, obviously, but number two is like, it's hard to make that change because you had to sacrifice so many things and so many friendships and so many desires and things like that. But my thing is, bro, you are here for a purpose, bro. I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but if you're watching this video, I'm talking to you. Don't give up on yourself. You get what I'm saying? Bring the real you out. Throw away that mask. Throw away those behaviors that you know if you were in your right mind, you would never do such a thing. And be a rocket and take off. You know what I'm saying? And what you gotta understand is, the more and more you fill yourself with the right things, the further you're going to shoot out and the further you're going to land, man. And I feel like discovering who you are and discovering your actual identity is that. There's nothing wrong with isolating yourself and taking time away from social media and stuff. Bro, I was on a social media cleanse for 3 months, and I'm not gonna lie, bro, God showed me so many things through the time of me not having social media. I developed new habits in myself that I didn't know that I had, man. There's a lot of things that I started doing that I would have never thought I would have did, even as Guap, you know what I'm saying? That's bettering me and bettering my situation and bettering the people around me. And sometimes you gotta make that leap of faith without knowing what the destination is gonna be, because at the end of the day, if you stay comfortable, bro, you're not going nowhere. Think about it, bro. Think about how many of us wake up in the morning, our alarm is set to wake up at a certain time so we can make it to work, make it to school on time, and just because our bed is so comfortable, we don't want to get up. You get what I'm saying? If you stay in an uncomfortable situation, you have no choice but to get up from your bed. You know what I'm saying? If you're sleeping in an uncomfortable bed, you're gonna get up, bro, and go find somewhere comfortable to go work and get something comfortable so you can relax. I'm at that point in my life where I am ready to be the most uncomfortable person alive to do the things that I need to do. My thing is, y'all don't know how long y'all here for. We all don't know how long we're here for. So why not take it day by day to really strive and be the person that we really have to be, who God wants us to be, who our parents want us to be, who our peers, the right people around y'all want y'all to be. And just take off, man. It's hard to make that transition, but it's all about faith, man. The one thing that helped me through everything besides God was really talking to people, man. Silence will destroy you, bro. If I didn't talk to nobody, bro, if, you know, I had no voice, this video would have never been made, man. But I want to tell y'all that y'all all have a voice. Y'all have the ability to change the things around you. Don't worry about the result of anything, bro. Just worry about walking and worry about going, just moving and just going in the direction that you need to go in. And the reward will present itself, bro. You won't even need to go to the award. The reward's gonna come to you, man. Like I said, man, I appreciate every single one of you guys. A lot of things is gonna change about this channel, as y'all can see. I private all my videos because it's just not who I was, man. I'm not a person who's out here being ignorant. I'm not that type of person who comes out here and tries to, you know, dehumanize women by putting their bodies online just for views. I'm not that type of person who literally will put people in harm's way just to get a couple of views or break friendships just for a couple of views, man. That's just not who I am. My name is Ayo, and welcome to the channel.